Hello and welcome to the All Night Gamers Podcast, episode 156. Hi, hello, hi. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us for another edition of the show, week 2 of the soundboard. I can't believe I literally didn't even think about that till we started the show. Uh, these weeks after direct weeks always feel so boring.
Yeah.
It's because there's.
There was so
I mean,
much
who
happening this week.
announces? I guess we had Tokyo Game Show, but that doesn't feel like as big when
There
you
was
have
there's
two.
been a lot of news at a Tokyo Game Show, but not like crazy news, just like more
Not
expansions
following
in
a
the game
direct
we
lead.
knew about.
Yeah.
Like E3 2015 for Nintendo.
How we doing? Weather's been really freaking sweet. I've barely had to use the
Dude,
AC in
weather
my
was
car.
amazing yesterday.
It's been very nice up here.
Oh yeah.
Auburn is back to garbage. We
Let's
got beat
go.
up. I drove to Birmingham yesterday and watched it with my brother and met his new baby.
Aw.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, but it was ugly. It was nice getting to watch a nice bad Auburn game with the family because it's I don't know. Sometimes those are
So
just
rare
more,
you get to do it.
they're funny. They're funnier than when we win. Like
Oh yeah.
For sure, for sure.
I remember
Yeah,
in,
but
like,
the baby's first football game is a loss.
It wasn't his first. He's like 3 weeks old, so he has been
I
around.
saw he was winning. Auburn winning
He
way
saw the
streak.
Cal game. I think he saw all 3 games.
That's not really a winning streak.
Yeah,
It was a Cal game.
I mean, we did win on paper, but not really. Yeah. It was. I remember at one
Yeah.
point in like the third quarter, I was like, "Why can't we just blank?" I can't remember what I was like, just complaining about something we weren't doing. And my brother looked at me. He was like, "Dude, because we're bad. Like, what else is there to understand? We're bad." I found. Oh yeah, I wanted to put this in the in the chat when I brought it up. I found this photo again of dude with a cig and an Auburn shirt on. I'm so glad I rediscovered this because
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
saw
need it a
that
lot this
earlier.
year.
That was. I'm sure.
But yeah, well,
Okay.
all right, let's get into this. So, a
My
lot of
bad.
stuff out of say what?
Okay, fine. My other headset of headphones decided right now.
Oh.
I have to switch to these.
So there's been a lot of stuff out of Microsoft this week. We've got it literally everywhere over the show. This might just be the Microsoft episode. But there's a lot to go over. So we'll start. Normally I'd put this under the rumors section, but interesting enough anyway, and probably true given the response. So, there's been a huge leak of the Xbox Series X mid-gen refresh information. They showed off the new console, which is literally like if you took the Series X and shaved the corners off. It's just like a oval cylinder.
That's a good description.
Yeah. Xbox button in the bottom center, the pairing button, and a USB-C port in the front. New controller.
And no disk drive.
Yeah, and no disk drive. I wonder if they're gonna have a detachable one.
Like Sony's.
Yeah.
I kind of hate that though, but I don't know. Sony's
It
is
is
rumored. Microsoft just might kill the disk drive entirely.
Yeah,
This
I
is
mean,
a
Well, if
Game
they kill
Pass
the disk
console.
drive, then they keep all the profit.
I mean, they make all their money on Game Pass anyway. I'm not like if any company was gonna do it first, I was fully expecting it to be Microsoft, just because like they're in the best
Because they
position to
haven't-
capitalize on digital only.
Yeah.
Sure.
Not really in a position to do it, but they do it over the other.
They're not in a good position to do it, but they're in the best position to do it out of.
Yeah, because they've trained all their people just to
Yeah,
get it
like
on
if
Game
you have an
Pass
Xbox,
anyways.
you just get Game Pass. Like you don't. I mean,
You don't buy games.
I had a fun experience last week. normally I put this in collector's corner, but so I played some Forza Horizon 5, and I only played. So I got Game Pass for like 2 years when I got my Xbox. That's long
Right.
gone
Right.
now, obviously. And Forza Horizon 5 is like one of the 3 games I give a shit about on Xbox. I don't have it on PC, and I don't want to pay full price for it. So I was like, oh, I can just get the physical copy on Xbox for like half off because physical Xbox game nobody
Xbox.
buys those. Yeah. And I almost did. Like this was like a month ago, maybe. But I didn't because I'm trying to be a good boy and not spend too much money. So like, same reason I didn't get the Spider-Man DualSense. Like, I'm just trying to pump the brakes a little bit. I don't need it. Whatever. I have a bunch of other stuff to play. And then I was looking at my shelf, and I looked up and I saw that I had a copy of Forza Horizon 5 on my shelf. I did not. I don't remember when I bought it. I have no idea when I bought that, but it's definitely been there for at least like 6 months. And it's still in the plastic. Like I didn't even open it. It was sealed. So I was like, oh, bet I could play Forza. So I turned on my Xbox and used a physical Xbox game. I feel like that has to mean something in this crowd.
It means that you're a hipster.
Yeah.
So
Are they still called hipsters at this
the
point? I'm not hip with the lingo anymore.
hipsters is too vague of a term now. Like we've got really specific terms for everything now. I mean, like
Grant's Xbox tried to reject the disc.
That's what it actually means.
So yeah, no disk drive, 2 TB internal storage, target launch date of October of next year. It's got a new controller. It's got with gyro and haptics. Thank you for joining us in the 21st century Xbox.
That's like the most important
Wait, no,
one.
no,
but
no.
yeah.
We can't give them props until there's a rechargeable battery in their standard controller.
Oh, instead of just the Elite.
Oh no, there is one. There is a
Yeah.
rechargeable and swappable battery. So I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before. Like at some point we've gotten on a rant about why Xbox controllers still have double A's and why they can't just give a rechargeable pack that's replaceable. Like so that like you get rechargeable batteries out of the box, but also if it dies and you want to use double A's, you can take it out if you're a weirdo and still use double A's today.
Scott.
Yeah. Or you can buy a new battery if yours goes bad, and it's really easy to replace. So like now,
That's the big reason.
this new controller, like that's great to see, but it really would have been a much bigger high five if you did this in the Xbox One generation, like or even the start of the Series X generation. Like this is really late. Like it's not progressive if you're progressing to the place where we already are.
Which
Quote,
you know,
zero
that like-
conclusion.
say about Nintendo.
Yeah, which we'll talk about that later.
I don't know. Microsoft plays that game a lot.
I don't understand why. Like, somebody high up in Microsoft has to have like a lot of stock in Duracell. That's what it is.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, you gotta bet
Like,
there's a business
there's
deal with that.
something, because there's no reason.
Also, because it's cheaper to manufacture it that way, but they sell it at the same price as a DualSense. So like, your margins are larger because you just have to put a double A thing in there, and then you can also charge another $30 for a rechargeable battery.
No,
True.
Grant. A DualSense with no haptics and no motion control.
And no touchpad, and no force back triggers, and...
Okay, but what about the battery life in comparison to the DualSense?
I mean, the battery life's definitely
has
better,
the power,
but you've got to deal
it
with
also
fucking
has
double
a
A's.
Duracell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not better battery life. That's just you're surviving off of however good the Duracells are.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of other stuff too, supposedly Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.2, and there's actually a lot of sustainability updates in here, which is pretty. I do like to see that if there's like one thing Microsoft does really well is push
embrace, extinguish, extend, and extinguish.
Yeah,
we don't
positive things.
Anymore.
Positive things.
Positive
things is that they do a lot of recycling, which is cool. So, and they push power saving and efficiency and stuff, which I again, would be a lot cooler if they also had games. Like if I had a reason to play my Xbox. But regardless, the new one's gonna have reduced power usage. Standby mode, low power is now gonna be only 20% of the current Xbox Series X or Xbox Series S standby mode. 100%
That's
recyclable packaging for the console. The controllers made out of recycled material. Um,
nice.
and so like I do have to give him a shout out there. That is a good thing. The controller also has a couple interesting features. I read these pictures on. So they've got this thing called Direct to Cloud. Ugh, that was a stutter. Direct to Cloud. That I assume is like Stadia.
Game
But
Pass.
but didn't Stadia connect like with Bluetooth, or did it connect?
I think so.
So like this is
I'm pretty sure it
saying
was Bluetooth.
like so I can pair it with something to play my cloud games on, but also instead of the controller sending commands to the thing for the thing to send to the internet,
Having the extra input delay.
it connects directly to the internet from the controller, which I would love to hear how that pairing process works. And then is faster,
Really?
skips a step, skips the middleman. Cool.
I mean, if it skips the middleman, it should have less delay, which because like with Kingdom Hearts on Switch, right? Like the input delay can mean the difference between getting a combo or getting hit in the face, right?
Well,
So
I think it will be
the
cloud for
better
like.
it works.
Is the cloud controller for just cloud, or is that
No, it's the
they're
controller that
not going
comes
to
with
use?
the Xbox. Like it's all built
So they're
into.
not
It
going to
just
use Bluetooth. They're going to use cloud.
No, it does have Bluetooth. Like so,
Okay.
and
I was
also
concerned.
there's like a proprietary Xbox connection that's apparently lower latency that like is just used automatically when connected to an Xbox.
so they're using their storage servers to get around it.
I have no
That
idea.
that
Uh,
it's got to be something
What
like
I'm saying
that.
is the Xbox controller is still made to play on an Xbox, but if you want to use it for cloud gaming, I guess when you don't have your Xbox, but you could bring your controller somewhere and your laptop. I don't know. Um,
Okay.
I mean, like I'm just going off of a single PowerPoint slide with some bullets, so like there's no telling what the implications of any of this is. But so they're looking at like end of August to launch something called the Elwood 1 terabyte, which I don't know if so the new Series X is called Brooklyn. That's codenamed Brooklyn. And there's also one they talk about in some of these slides called codenamed Elwood. And given that they use a white color to represent that one, I'm not sure if that's like a updated Series S or a 1 terabyte version of the. I mean, it says a different name. I would assume it's like
It's
a
definitely not the
Series S
same.
refresh, and because it's
Yeah.
also at $300. So I think it's the Series S refresh, and they're gonna do that in August, and then try to do the Series X launch in October to
So I
give
think it's kind of.
them time to sell. They want to like give the Series S refresh time on the market.
I think that it's a refresh is too soon.
I think
We haven't
the
really
naming problem
seen.
is still an issue.
Well, no, because we haven't really seen like anything take. There haven't been a ton of games like Sony's exclusives, sure, but like
I mean, also
there
this is a
hasn't
year
been.
from now.
Yeah, but there hasn't been a ton of games take advantage of the current gen hardware, like we should have seen by now. And part of that's because of COVID and game delays. But
Yeah. I mean,
like
I'm
I know
sure
they've
this
been.
probably also is like just them trying to ease their way into. It's not really necessary, but they're really just trying to push more to get digital only. And also, I bet that this one is probably cheaper to manufacture than the Curry Series X. That's part of the reason they do these refreshes, is to cheap stuff up. Um,
Bottom line, let's
so
go.
I would be surprised if that's at play too. Also, apparently, this new controller is going to launch in like May of next year. So they're going to launch this as a standalone thing first. Like it'll come, I think it's going to come with the new Xbox, I'm pretty sure. But also they're targeting this launch $70 in May. Also, interestingly enough, Microsoft's or Xbox's fiscal year ends in the end of June. It's the middle of the year.
Oh
So
well,
so they're going to
that's
sell these
definitely
new
why,
consoles in their
as a
25 fiscal year.
boost,
Yeah, it's like the start of their 2025 fiscal year.
because it makes it look better.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
You either do it right at the
Well,
end or you do it right at the beginning.
well, better.
I mean, it's Microsoft. You don't. Their their gaming and portions are kind of bandaged by everything else. You know.
You're right. That's why they actually put the red ring of death in all Xbox 360s on purpose, was to get people to buy the console again.
Maybe that should have been our interesting tidbit.
Dude, oh.
What? I'm making
Um,
up stuff.
No,
No.
no. I saw. It probably came from a recent Sakurai post video, but
Oh,
his
where he got
Xbox,
one.
Yeah,
yeah,
his special one,
his
yeah.
Xbox, yeah, the one they gave to him, got it
yeah, Red Ring.
shortly after he got it. Yeah,
No,
Like,
nobody is spared.
Yeah, he
Nobody's
has a
spared.
special Wii and a special Xbox, and the Xbox got the red ring.
it died like quickly after he got it too, which is so funny.
Um, there's one more slide I want to talk about here that probably is the most interesting one actually. So it's a food pyramid, but it's 3 sections. And it's like what what are all of our ideas to have done or accomplished by 2030, and like which ones are funded, which ones aren't funded, and which ones are like just not approved. So for funded ones, they've got a
That's always
cloud. They've
interesting
got
to
something
see.
called Cloud Console, codename Keystone. So sounds like they might be making like a literally a Stadia. Uh, 10 investigations, which I guess means like investigating the next generation of console. The mid-gen consoles that we just talked about, a wireless headset called Parkview, the new controller that we talked about, new software security, and also a Xbox Design Lab set up for this new controller. So like now, like with current Xbox controllers, you can go to their
You can
website and
customize it. Yeah,
so they're gonna offer that for the new controller. What's
and it
not
makes some money, right? So
what's not currently funded, they have listed as their elite controller and luxury controller, which sounds like just new variations of the new controller. Console customization via XDL, that would be cool if you could like officially buy a custom console. Um, PC accessories, accessibility portfolio, new cloud server blade, repairability, sustainability progress, and audio portfolio expansion. I have no idea what any of that stuff means. But interestingly enough, not in scope for first party. They have listed earbuds, which I'm kind of surprised. A media remote, which okay, so now we're just copying PlayStation. But also, I don't blame them for not funding this one because who in their mind uses the PS5 media remote?
No, I've considered buying a lot of random things over the years just because I think it'd be funny to own. Like
Yeah, I've
eventually in
had
the
that thought where
future.
I'm like, you know what? I kind of want
I can
one,
never
but
convince myself to do the
yeah,
media
it's
remote.
just stupid. Like no.
I have a media remote. It's called my TV remote.
Yeah, and like I get it. Like if that's your only way to stream stuff, then that makes a lot of sense. But usually
But
I mean, like
like,
every TV that you buy today is a smart TV. It's so hard to buy a TV that's not a smart TV. And also
That's
and
like
if you
actually true.
have a TV that isn't a smart or
who didn't
doesn't
own a
have it, it's
streaming
probably
box
because
before this generation?
I mean that's what I do with my TV in my bedroom is I have a have a Roku connected to it because it's before smart TVs became affordable.
I mean, yeah, like I use Fire Sticks. I like my big 4K TVs are smart TVs, but I have
The smaller
the
ones, yeah,
TV in my bedroom is like a super cheap 24-inch
old
720p
one, yeah.
Insignia. It's not. It wasn't that old. I only got it. I got it when I came to college. That's okay. So maybe it is. Damn, it's like 7 years old. I got that to set up consoles in my room. But that has a Fire Stick on it.
Yeah, like is a PS5 really worth
Yeah.
saving $30? Like, isn't the remote like something stupid like $30?
Yeah, it's $30.
Just buy a Roku.
Yeah, literally, you can buy a Fire TV stick with a remote for $25.
Just buy
like-
something that isn't a remote for $30.
I don't know, like, if you want to upgrade to like a 4K streaming device, then you could, because like, again, my TVs are 4K and smart, so they can already do that. But like, if you have a 4K TV that's a little older and it isn't a smart TV, and you got a PS5, then like, there's a couple reasons to own it, but very
not a lot.
few and far
Not
between.
but also for the price it comes.
I mean, I guess if you can get the remote on sale,
Which
and
now
it's
you definitely
somehow
can.
cheaper.
Now
I
you
would hope
definitely
so.
can.
Like, if you can get it on sale and it's somehow cheaper than it would cost you to get a streaming stick, then
Well, 4K
maybe,
streaming ones
but
are a little bit more expensive. Like, I think
that's
they're not
true.
that expensive, but they usually are over $30. So
But they also normally come with the like if you have a 4K streaming stick or a 4K streaming 4K TV, most likely it's going to be able to stream. Like
yeah.
your TV's kind of old if it's 4K and it doesn't have streaming capabilities.
Also, not in scope for first party, they have mobile controller and handheld. So it looks like they're staying out of the handheld game, which thank God. I can't imagine what the hell a Microsoft handheld would look like.
It would not,
Yeah.
because what I mean, what are you going to sell on there? Most people aren't going to
Game
buy a
Pass.
shooter on mobile. But like, what are you going to play on Game Pass that like
They're basically
is
just.
worth
I think
a
if they make a
controller?
handheld, if they made a handheld, it would be like a Steam Deck or like a ROG Ally, like something like that.
So just a more powerful Switch that people can't afford.
Yeah. A Switch that can run current gen 4K games.
And Gen 4K games, but it costs $8,000. Look, we had to somehow get to Todd Howard's machine, because otherwise, how else are we going to place? Which one is it? Starfield?
Yeah, Starfield.
I feel like there's a lot of games with stars in it. I was like, which one is it?
So yeah, that's the leak. Caused a bunch of freaks on the internet, like just from everywhere. Everybody was freaking out about it. Phil Spencer even eventually responded, which leads to believe that these are true. Quote, "We've seen the conversation around old emails and documents. It is hard to see our team's work shared in this way because so much has changed and there's so much to be excited about right now, and in the future we will share the real plans when we are ready." And that also partially applies to some other rumors that we have throughout this show. It'll become apparent. Anyway, moving on. Pikmin 1 and 2 Physical Edition is out now.
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm really intrigued by how they decided to work around Pro controllers, D-pad not being like amazing. I don't think I'm going to get used to it the entire time I'm playing, just because I'm so used to swapping the Pikmin with the D-pad.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, that is available now. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak was awarded the best game of 2023 at the Japan Game Awards.
Yo,
It's
game
still,
with Amiibo.
it feels a little early still to be doing Game Award shows, but also it does kind of punch me in the face that it's basically October.
Yeah.
And also Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak happened this year. That feels like 3 years ago.
Wait, no, because didn't it happen last year?
That's what I thought. Maybe did it happen?
Wait,
Wait.
maybe it's for last year. I was gonna say, wait, no, Sunbreak
June
is last
30th
year
of
because
last
that's
year.
when
Then why did this? Hold
that's
on.
when the Amiibo came out.
Sus Game Awards. What? Why?
It's just this game
Continuous
they played that
game.
year.
Well, I guess maybe if the award show is in September, then the end of June is too late. I don't remember the cutoff being
I
that
mean,
late for like the normal Game Awards, but I don't know. I'm
I
re-looking
mean,
at the
good on
article.
you,
Uh,
Capcom.
oh no, okay. All the votes for this year's Japan Game Awards are for games which were released between April 2022 and the end of March 2023 in Japan. That explains it.
It's like how does
Awards.
that work? That game
Yeah.
Like,
definitely came out last year.
Okay, good. That makes me feel a little better. Maybe time's not such an
okay.
illusion. So yeah, they got the Grand Award. There are several awards of excellence. Earth Defense Force 6, Final Fantasy 7 Reunion, God of War Ragnarok, Hogwarts Legacy, Sunbreak, Paranormasight, Scarlet and Violet,
And
Resident Evil 4, Sonic Frontiers, Splatoon 3, and Xenoblade 3. Best Sales Award goes to Scarlet and Violet. Um,
you think?
The Minister of Economy, Trade, and Industry Award, I don't know, don't ask, goes to Family Computer. Oh, dude, is that the Famicom? I think I saw a headline about the Famicom winning at the Game Awards, or the Japan Game Awards. Let me look. That is, yeah, what does this award mean? Um, It's a rather long title for an award that recognizes something or someone that has contributed significantly to the growth of the Japanese games industry. So yeah, I think the Famicom is definitely, why is it 2023 and that thing is just now getting the award for helping Japanese game industry? That was like the thing. That was the bee's
I
knees.
mean,
They only thought of it now.
I guess so.
we have a new award we want to give Nintendo. That's what it actually
Hey,
is.
Nintendo, just so you know, that Famicom of yours is sick. I know you've been
Nintendo.
reselling those games
It's
for
going
like
in the museum.
30,
Oh.
yeah, like we've been selling those games for 30 years and they've been selling like hotcakes every single time. We've sold Mario 1 probably 50 billion times, but thanks for letting us know.
Nintendo is just like, we're putting that in our museum that we're building. You're funding the museum.
That museum will have a Wii U though. Watch.
True.
I mean, I would
Yeah,
hope
no
so.
fucking duh, bro. They made it. What
That is part
Yeah.
of the
that Nintendo's museum's
history.
gonna have Nintendo shit in it, that's for sure.
I
It's
forgot
gonna
to
have all the amiibo. Watch, they're gonna do like the Yu-Gi-Oh mural.
I forgot to mention
What'd you guys get?
Shit.
for the Pikmin. I saw a picture on Twitter. It was Pikmin 1 and 2, 3 and 4. It's still so weird seeing the Pikmin 3D like design next to the new design that they have for the
Yeah,
logo.
the unified design.
Yeah.
It is
No,
also
they'll sell a new box.
now, dude, I want Pikmin 4 physically so bad now because I just want to have all 4 Pikmin games physically now. I've got 3 physical, but I got 4 digital with a voucher. So I'm hoping that game goes on sale for Black Friday or something. I can get it cheap because I do want a physical
Oh
copy.
yeah.
There is a pile of Pikmin 3 at the local Walmart. I'm just like, if this game will drop down to $10, I will just buy it so that I have all 4 here.
Yeah, Pikmin dropping to $10, not happening,
Yeah.
bro.
You're silly.
Not
bro.
right now.
No, not happening. We're not gonna get games that cheap ever again. Well, until Nintendo makes another Wii U. When they make another bad console, we'll have really good game sales.
We'll revisit.
Switch accounts can now be signed into with a passkey. Thank you, Nintendo, for joining us here with the rest of us.
Modern era.
What
Yeah.
is a passkey?
To be fair, my
So
Google account just added that.
like numbers, like a number, like like you unlock your phone.
Yeah.
So I didn't really read the article that much, but what I'm assuming is that it like you can set it to where when you are about to buy something, it asks for your pass key.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
my
What? I
Xbox is
mean,
set up with
you
my
don't like having it set up so that if you tap 4 times, then you can get into the accounts.
my Xbox is set up to where like the normal controller I use, if that controller is connected, it'll prompt me for my passkey and automatically log me into Xbox Live and stuff.
I mean, I can set up a passkey for my PS5.
Yeah, like it's just like all the other consoles. It's only an option. Like you don't have to do it. It's just a thing you can do now.
As if you have children.
Yeah. Dev response to the Unity runtime fee, the trust is gone forever, end quote. That's kind of a good way to lead into this piece of news about. So Unity announced their big change that they promised. And okay. Unity's Mark Whitten has outlined significant changes to last week's announcement in a post on the company's website, beginning with another apology. Quote, I want to start with this. I am sorry. No, you're not. Fuck
As
you.
you should be.
Fuck you, Mark.
We know you're not, but you should be.
Yeah, like you don't have to apologize because I know it's not real. Like you might as well just like tell me why. Like explain to me in your own words why you're being a greedy scumbag. Like everybody already
Why
knows
you
you're
didn't
making
listen
more
to
money.
all of your workers saying that this was
Yeah.
going to
So
ruin the
anyway,
brand?
he continues, we should have spoken with more of you and we should have incorporated more of your feedback before announcing our new runtime fee policy. Our goal with this policy is to ensure we can continue to support you today and tomorrow and keep deeply investing in our game engine. So they're no longer going to charge per install runtime fees for any developer using Unity Personal or Unity Plus. So kind of incorporating some of the old structure in there, where like if you're a small developer, you don't have to pay anything. So it only impacts Unity Pro and Unity Enterprise members, and only if they cross two different key thresholds. If they make $1 million US in gross revenue in the past 12 months, the trailing 12 months, so it shifts, and you reach 1 million initial engagements, presumably meaning 1 million installs.
Well, that's still Pokemon.
Yeah, so basically it's just like, okay, so we're still going to charge you the fee, but only if you make a lot of money and your game sells a lot, like 1 million. Which much better, cuz before it was like 100,000.
But did you see that Unity pulled their terms of service offline because it didn't have enough views?
Incredible.
What is this, a YouTube video? Why would you need to pull it?
Because they're changing it, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Also, to note, its runtime fees will only kick in for games made using or updated to Unity's next long-term support version that'll be releasing next year or beyond, meaning new fees
they're
won't
gonna
impact
kill
games built in older versions of the game.
Meaning
so
we're
like,
actually shutting down development of our current
what that-
long-term support.
that means is we're like, if you join us on our next support thing, then you're have to deal with this. But if you don't and you use an outdated version, then it doesn't matter.
They're also gonna kill the outdated version.
Yeah,
Watch
for
as
sure.
they pull
Oh,
They're
all
gonna
yeah,
make them
for
really
sure.
hard to find. That's
sure.
for sure.
And let's see. You'll have a choice between paying a runtime fee based on self-reported monthly initial engagements, or the equivalent of 2.5% of a game's self-reported monthly gross revenue. Ultimately, you'll be charged the lesser of the two. So, better. I think a lot more appropriate for the goal. But also, it's not like it becomes a good taste. Like, it's obviously still not great.
Why not just lie and say 0?
Yeah, what does it mean by self-reported? Can you lie? Are you under? You're not under oath.
For real.
Hey, you can lie under oath. You just have to not get caught.
You just have to be in DC. Haha. Man, I felt like a boomer making that joke. Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways DLC is available now as well. Also, looking really good. Got an 89 on Metacritic, 9.0 user score. It's also only $10, which is lower than what
I bought it.
Yeah, we were thinking it was going to be 20, so that's definitely
So
really awesome.
we did not believe that. So Capcom put out a press release, and the press release said, or didn't officially put it out, but yeah. The press release said $10, and we're all like,
Yeah.
Apparently that was accurate. That's cool.
Yeah, good to see that. I still haven't bought it yet. I was gonna play it, and then I was like, oh yeah, Pikmin comes out this weekend. So I've been doing that, but I will definitely pick this up. I will play it soon. That might be how I kick off October. That could be my spooky intro thing to play.
I gotta finish beating RE4. My saves are the worst one though of any Resident Evil game I've played.
Really?
Like that number just keeps ballooning because I don't have the time.
I mean, it doesn't matter anyway. Like, I've never really paid attention to the save thing because, like, who cares what the number of saves you have is if you can beat it on hardcore mode when you're required to have tape? Like, if you can do that, then it doesn't matter. Like, ooh, I only saved one time. So what? You just didn't turn your console off for a couple days and you just blasted through it? Like, cool. Doesn't really show anything. Because, like, I don't know. If you leave the console on, does that
Then technically,
then
you don't have
what
to
does it matter? Yeah, like
save.
pulling back the old strat of leaving your N64 on for 4 days because you don't want to lose your save. And okay, so with that, on to Collector's Corner, the weekly segment where we talk about games we've been playing and games we've been buying and all that stuff. So let's get into it. Cooper, start us off. What you got?
For Collector's Corner? Alright, so I've been playing a little bit of Brawlhalla. My boy Grady hit me up for it. It's not, I mean,
It's certainly Brawlhalla.
it's still just, yeah. They have a cool volleyball mode, which is like the only thing I enjoy. I don't enjoy the main part of the game, which is the fighting. Like I enjoy the a side.
I thought you used to like Brawlhalla a lot.
I did, but then it's like Apex, you know. Where
Oh, the meta's just trash now.
Yeah, yeah. Literally the most
meta
recent
is everyone
characters-
acts like a terrible person.
Yeah, no, dude. Literally, like the 3 most recent characters have a new weapon. And it's just like, what the hell? Because their movement is like half the stage, and it's like, okay, whatever.
Gotcha.
The volleyball mode's fun because there's a ranked 2v2. Me and Grady got gold, which was cool.
Nice.
Let's see. I'm playing Bug Fables. I just got that today on Switch. It's pretty fun.
Bug
It's a lot like
Fables.
it's a lot like Paper Mario. I've heard.
Wait, Cooper,
So
are you
far,
actively
kinda
playing
is.
that right now?
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. Because I'm playing your Splatoon right now to do your daily. So, but
Interesting.
when I was doing that Among Us video, right, for the Nugget, this is way off topic. But when I was doing the Among Us video, because I tried to do 2 online games at the same time, it kicked my account off of one of my switches.
Oh,
So apparently, you can play an online game and an offline game at the same time. Interesting.
at the cost of $600.
Let's go.
650 actually. That's a OLED you're using.
Oh yeah.
Actually, no. I'm still using my Animal Crossing.
Why?
Let's see.
What's wrong with you?
Because I don't have a screen protector. A lot.
Buy a
We'll
screen
get to
protector,
that.
bro. The literal whole point of that system is the pretty screen.
Look, we don't have enough time on the
Oh, we
podcast
have
to
plenty
talk
of
about what's
fucking
wrong
time,
with me.
Cameron. No. We have plenty of time. There's all the time in the
I will-
world. Last week was 2.5 hours long, dude. We've got plenty of time. Why aren't you using the Switch with the screen that is? Because okay, whatever. Cooper, continue, please.
It's also because all their accounts are also already on the Animal Crossing Switch, and I'm lazy. It comes down to I'm
Dude
lazy.
bought a
Let's
new
go.
Switch
Let's just
and
go
he's
with
like,
that.
it looks good on the shelf.
It does.
It looks good in the dock where I can't see the screen, or I'm not using the screen. That's cool.
It's right there.
I don't have a screen protector. It leaves it open. Oh, dude, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Right? I think my brain's bleeding. Okay, what else you got?
What else have I really been playing? Not much. I've been working and I've been doing like homework and stuff.
How's
I
college?
it's good. I'm tired.
Yeah,
He's starting to feel it, boys.
yeah, the start of the ruination.
Oh yeah. But yeah, it's been pretty good. I don't know.
I thought Cooper was gonna fall asleep before he finished that sentence. That's how that sounded.
Oh boy.
I am pretty tired, yeah.
All right, Alex.
So I've played a lot of RE4.
Good. Where are you at?
Now up Ashley.
Oh, you're in the church?
No, I am Ashley.
Oh, yeah, after Leon succumb. I'll say that.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. Nice. Well, you're not too far from the end then.
Am I not? I'm in the castle.
I'm trying
I'm
to
on
remember.
9.
Oh, okay, well, never. Oh, you're a little over halfway then.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, nice. How you like it? It's good, right?
I like it. I just don't feel like I get as much time.
Is that basically it?
No, I played Vampire Survivor as well. Cameron and I went mini golfing.
We did go mini golfing.
Didn't Alex win?
Alex won
I
by 3 points.
won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cameron's
We were both
trash.
doing very well. Okay, to be fair, we were both doing very poorly.
I don't know, man.
We were also
Scoreboard.
We were also stuck behind a family of 5, and it was just like we came at the worst possible time. Because then in front of them was like a family of 4. I'm like, did everybody decide to come mini golfing on a weekday?
All these damn kids out here having fun at the kids' place.
Correct.
How dare they?
I'm not shaming on y'all. I love mini golf, but
Oh yeah, factual.
But yeah, you can't hate on the kids for being at the kid place. It is a
No.
kid place.
It was just like,
I do
it was
feel
just like,
way out of place.
well, we're waiting.
at mini golf.
That's why you have to go as a group. That way it's less weird.
You have people to
The group behind us was like 4, like, I mean, all of them were significantly taller than me, but that doesn't mean anything.
I need to come
But it
down
was
there
like-
sometime so we can play mini golf so I can crush both of you.
Yeah, Alex gets 50% off.
Oh, dude, yeah, I'd sweep.
No, dude, I'd sweep.
We could hit all 3 Disney courses.
And
Yeah, like
get
eight.
just ace.
I go for 3. I get a touchdown. I get a goal. You know,
I
me.
go for 3. I
Yeah.
get a touchdown. What a bar.
That was
Shot
such
18.
so
Shot
eloquent.
18.
What you saying? That was it?
Well, we went to Magic and we did Buzz because everything else was super long.
Because
and
what
so
else is
Buzz.
new?
Buzz was 70 minutes.
Dang, bro.
I'm just like, what is going on today?
Does
Apparently, it's a double
nobody know who
holiday.
I am? They must have amnesia. They forgot that I'm him.
I am him. I
I'm the
deserve all the
guy.
medals. Dude, it was
We went
insanely busy.
to Ohana because I finally got my cast coupons back.
Nice.
Yeah, we did go to Ohana.
And I got 2 drinks. One was a Mai Tai and one was a Lapu. And Lapu is, they shove it all in a pineapple.
Interesting. Man, 2 drinks. You must have been wasted.
He said he was not drunk. He was
told me.
definitely drunk. He was not bad, but he was, drunk.
Yeah, they called me while they were in the car yesterday, and Alex. I mean, if he wasn't drunk, he was definitely at least loopy at the bare minimum.
He was feeling good.
Oh yeah, had rocking a solid buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I was at my buddy's
And we're
last
going
night,
back on Friday.
and he was telling me about how his roommate's girlfriend's parents are in town, and they went to a bunch of bars yesterday, like bar hopped, and they tried a bunch of beer. Like they just were that's what they were going for, is like the tap halls and stuff. And they drank like 7. Apparently, they said they drank like 7 beers each at the first bar. And dude drove home, and my buddy was there, obviously, and it's like, "Are you just drunk? Are you wasted?" And he goes, "No."
Oh. It's some kind of movie.
No.
Yeah, but 7 beers.
At the first bar, they went to like 4 bars. Which pump the brakes there. They drank 7 ice cold beers and then got back in the car to go to another bar.
Okay, so here's my thing, right? As stingy as I am with money, I would rather not risk my life to save money on driving. Either that or you get someone to DD. Give them, buy their food or something. Something that doesn't put me intoxicated behind the wheel.
I had to sleep over at my buddy's place for Labor Day. I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning. I was like, "Oh, I'm okay.
Really...
I'm ready to go home now. I feel like trash." Okay.
See, you were smart about it.
Yeah, I usually don't get like that. All right, I'll go. Beat Pikmin 1 today. We'll start
right before the show.
Literally while waiting for Alex. Finished it. I will start Pikmin 2 immediately. I have been playing my Analog Pocket a lot more. I've played a bunch more Metroid Fusion, bunch more Mario World. Let's see, a little bit of Pokemon Yellow, and there was one other one, Harvest Moon. That's what. Getting a lot of Game Boy action.
Going back to classic.
I mean, I got the Analog Pocket to play my cartridges, so like it's really easy to keep on me because it's so small.
Yeah.
And like it makes playing Game Boy games on a Game Boy fun again because it's usable. So I'm just casually always getting some in. I tried out the Sea of Stars demo.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely is Chrono Trigger inspired. They are not lying about that. That game is really looking like Chrono Trigger out here. But it was fun, the little bit that I played of it. I'm interested in this game. I probably will wait till it goes on a sale or something, but at some point I definitely want to give it a shot.
Jared was hyping it up a lot, so I'm interested in it as well.
Yeah, I mean the reviews have been great of it. Like reviews really are pretty good on it. So, I pre-ordered Mario Wonder and Spider-Man 2.
Where'd you pre-order Wonder at?
Best Buy.
Okay, I'd already had it pre-ordered at Best Buy. I was like,
Yeah.
did you get the cards?
Yeah, that's in the tickets. So spoiler alert, you get an art print with Mario Wonder. So when I ordered those, and that's about it. So Cameron, finish us off here.
So I have been very irresponsible this week. I got Pikmin 1 and 2 physically, and because of the dwindling supply, I bought another Magic Band plus the Harmonious one because
What did you
I
just say?
don't. I bought another Magic Band.
No, before that, because of dwindling supply.
Yeah, because it's selling out, and I wanted it.
Scalper.
Scalper.
What?
So,
Not scalper.
Scalper.
I use it. I'm not scalping it. I bought it. It is attached to my account.
Scalper.
Dude, Cameron's like the kind of guy that would have a closet full of the 13 same exact identical pairs of pants and 13 identical t-shirts all hung up, and then he puts
cartoon character?
he puts those on and then opens up his drawer of 15 Magic Bands and picks out the one dated for September 24th.
Oh my lord.
Oh my gosh.
Have y'all seen Doctor Strange, like the first one, where like he has a rotating
Yes.
watches drawer? Yeah.
Yeah, you need one of those, bro. Imagine
Yeah.
getting rich and
No,
having
magic.
like a makeup room or like a jewelry room, but it's
But
all
it's
just
just
like
my
amiibo
Magic
stuff
Bands.
and like Disney stuff, just like wearables. Freaking Power Glove.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
No. So got that. We watched the Epcot show on the ball last night. I think the show for the 100th doesn't have Magic Band stuff, but the regular one did. So I was like, okay, I'll take what I can. They also have a mural between like the old Starbucks leading into World Showcase and like the Imagination Pavilion, where it has 100 characters. It's a terrible spot for it, honestly, because it's such a high traffic area. But that was we spent some time finding all the characters on that. That was fun. Feel like it's kind of cheating to have 7 dwarves and put them all together, considering that's almost a 10th right there. But what do I know? I don't design maps. Like Alex mentioned, we did Buzz, and Ohana.
Wait, y'all waited in that 70-minute line?
Oh hell no, we got a death pass.
Oh.
Yeah, no, we did
I was
not
gonna
wait
say,
in
bro,
line.
y'all play that shit 3 times a week. You're telling me you went when it's 70 minutes?
Oh,
Okay,
absolutely
that
not.
makes a lot more
No,
sense.
no.
Mm.
I did have a weird glitch with the app though. They brought back Soarin' over California for the 100th, and obviously Alex doesn't go into Soarin' because heights, but we somehow managed it. Like I clicked to do the dash for Nemo because that was like one of the shortest ways in the park, and we didn't really want to wander all the way down to Three Caballeros with a 35-minute wait. So, I grabbed what I thought was Nemo. It was Soren. I'm like, huh. So we canceled that and switched. And I
well,
was like,
because the time changed as well.
Whoa,
it also,
you
yeah, it
dropped
did
the
change.
Soren pass for the Nemo pass?
Alex wasn't gonna ride
L
Soren.
move, dude. L.
Well,
Huge
he-
L move.
The time changed on it. Like it was like 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden our pass jumped.
It wasn't okay. It was not 5 minutes, but it wasn't like it. I thought it saw like before 6:30, and it jumped to 6:40. I was like, Alex is gonna not want to stand here. Because we couldn't even go ride to Living with the Land to wait out the time because that was a 25-minute wait. I'm like, I haven't seen that since COVID.
Yeah.
It was insane, dude. So we just sort of vibed. I bought the Magic Band, watched the show. Ohana was nice. Food was excellent. I would love to go back. I cannot afford to go back. It is so expensive.
Well, shocker.
Big shocker. Disney food is expensive. Next up, the sky is blue.
Yep.
No, it's not. It's
Okay,
black.
Cooper's a sky denier. Sky is a false reality.
The sky is a skybox.
Exactly, bro.
But yeah, what else did it? So I play Pikmin 1. I made sure to get my coins for that. Do you know if we can get coins for both, or if it just counts as
No,
one?
if you claim it for one, when you claim it for one of them, it automatically claims all the games on the card. So
Okay,
you still get the you get the amount of money.
you get the same amount.
Yeah, you get the amount you spent.
You can't dupe the system.
No,
Okay,
it's
gotcha,
not going to
gotcha.
give you double. If it did give you double, they would make each one 25.
True. We did so. I did Pikmin, Splatoon 3, and Alex had me try out. What was it, Alex?
Oh, Mercenaries in RE4.
How was that?
So I spent a good half hour trying to get to A rank. I did really, really well on my very first run, and it just went downhill from there.
His first run, he basically just kept knifing everybody, and it went good.
It went really well.
And then,
I ran out of time. So then I tried to actually play the game, and it went, what are you doing? Stop. Get some help. So I could not beat my initial score. I was enjoying it, though. What else? I think that's kind of it. Because there's not, no. I did some stuff for Stormwind Adventures. I started recording some stuff for StormwindGames. Because I've definitely not been neglecting that channel. But otherwise, yeah, it's just, same old, same old. Cameron goes to park because he's too cheap to spend the gas to go home.
Real.
All right. Well, what's we got for Faye?
We got. I don't know. I haven't really played in the past 2 months, so give me just a sec.
Cameron's I don't even give a damn.
Real.
When the section was made for him.
Let's see. So they have the 1,000 Heroes event still going on, I think. I mean, that's what the Twitter's saying, at least. They have some cool special banners. And apparently they have a giveaway right now. And there's a chance for the win to win a set of 20 characters on acrylic stands. That's so cool.
Yeah, you sound incredibly enthralled.
I don't know. I don't know.
Faye channel.
River's depressed.
All right.
Faye channel.
All right, under the tidbits. Okay, more Phil Spencer talk. Quote from him. This is from those leaked documents. Quote, at some point getting Nintendo would be a career moment, and I honestly believe a good move for both companies. It's just taking a long time for Nintendo to see that their future exists off their own hardware. A long time. This is in regards to Microsoft acquiring Nintendo. That GIF you sent in the chat, Alex, I was like, oh wait, you're serious? Let me laugh even harder. That was a good one.
Accurate.
Yeah. Um,
Oh, of course Phil wants to own Nintendo.
yeah, what do you mean that would be a career
Everyone would want
moment,
to
dude?
know.
That'd be crazy. You convinced somehow swindled Nintendo into becoming an
Selling.
Xbox partner?
Well, in their email, it mentions how they have like a friend on the who owns stock, and they want to get him to buy more stock,
Mm,
and then get
Based
Nintendo to
around
spend their money. Because what's stopping them from owning Nintendo is that gold, is that vault's full of money.
yeah.
True.
And around that time that email was originally sent, Nintendo started buying back all of their stock.
Makes sense.
So Nintendo somehow must have found out what was going on.
Probably.
Yeah, that's at
Feels
least
like
what
it.
it feels like. Because they were buying it, all of a sudden started buying it all, a lot of it.
Um, well, yeah. Good one, Phil. Animal Crossing is doing a crossover with the Seattle Aquarium.
Yeah, and
Which
this isn't
is
like, all the companies that were using it as an advertising platform and made Nintendo go, stop advertising in our game for children. This is like a legitimate crossover with Nintendo America.
yeah. So beginning October 7th, guests can enjoy a quote Animal Crossing New Horizons themed aquarium experience. That'll be cool. I hope someone makes a YouTube video on it so I can see what's going
See
on.
what
Oh, all the Seattle YouTubers are gonna do it.
there's
Uh,
so many there.
Facts. Um, Ace Attorney Apollo Justice Trilogy got a release date trailer and is coming out January 25th. Woo, getting close. Uh, Microsoft
Still
Paint
no
now
word on the
has.
physical, right?
I think there's going to be a Japanese one again, but I don't know about one in the States.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, there's always a Japanese one.
Microsoft Paint now has layers and transparency support. Cooper's about to become the best freaking photo
Dude,
editor that there ever has existed.
literally, I popped off when I saw that announcement. I was like, "Yo."
Kirby and the Amazing Mirror is coming to GBA Online this or no
Let's go.
no yeah I typed that wrong. This
It's
coming
already
Friday.
there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Dude, it's been
typed
so long since we've had a Kirby
I typed
game, so I'm
October and I
really
was like,
hyped.
wait, no, this is definitely coming out next week. So yeah, next Friday. Um
Isn't next Friday like October?
no, it's the 29th. It's almost October,
Oh,
but it's not quite.
almost. Very close. Yeah.
Um yeah, very good Kirby
Yeah.
game. Highly recommend.
Dude, yeah, it's been so long since we've had one, so I'm really hyped.
Facts. Mario Bros. Wonder has a pre-order bonus at Best Buy of an art print that we mentioned earlier. So, that's definitely not made me. That's not what made me pre-order the game, but that is what I was like. Ah, just go ahead and get it at Best Buy while I'm getting Spider-Man. Um, FTC claims that Microsoft leaked their own documents, and Phil Spencer says that that's irrelevant.
What do you mean that's
What?
irrelevant?
Yeah, isn't that awesome? It's irrelevant. That what that means is, we already won. Too late. Fuck you. Uh, so, but I'm also. I mean, we pretty much already knew Microsoft leaked their own stuff anyway, so this is not like it's a shocking thing.
Yeah.
It is irrelevant that you think it is. The only relevance is that you think it's relevant.
Yeah. Cameron Monaghan, I don't know, and Tina Ivlev just confirmed they're working on the third game of the Jedi Fallen Order saga. Cool.
Callum Mirren.
Um, Months after declaring Tomb Raider was unaffected by layoffs, Tomb Raider's dev hit with wave of layoffs. That sounds like a hard drive magazine headline
No, it does.
Literally.
or a Onion article.
True.
UK regulators.
We're not. We are.
UK.
Are we? We might be.
Maybe. UK regulators likely to decide on Microsoft's Activision Blizzard deal next week, so we'll see what comes of that.
It's gonna be, yeah, we're just gonna approve it.
Yeah, probably. Star Wars fans launch a class action lawsuit over canceled Knights of the Old Republic 2 DLC. What did they do wrong?
They promised that it would be in the game in the trailers,
Oh, and it wasn't?
and it's being canceled. They're not gonna do it.
Ooh.
So
Interesting.
they're gonna do. They've got a case.
Yeah. Wonder how I'm sure they'll just sell it.
They removed the promise of the DLC after the game launched,
Yeah, they'll probably get them to settle.
but for all the selling of it, they pre-orders and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, old but still interesting tidbit of the week. Brought to you by Cameron. If you tap a Series 5 Animal Crossing Amiibo card into Happy Home Designer on the 3DS, it crashes.
Yeah.
And you said there was a workaround?
I don't know. Wait, did I mention a workaround?
You
I
said
think it's
you're
just
like, oh, their way to get around it was, and then you said, oh wait, I'm gonna wait till the podcast.
no. I think that was that was for the Pikmin because of how they got around the D-pad.
Oh.
Because the D-pad on the Pro controller sucks.
Hmm.
That's what that was in relation to.
There is not a workaround.
Mm-mm.
Just crashes the game.
Just don't use a Series 5 card on the game that doesn't use Series 5.
Yeah, duh.
It is that easy. That's the workaround.
Good
Oh,
point, but no, I'm gonna do what I want.
Yeah. You're not my dad.
On to the rumors. Microsoft may exit the gaming business if console Game Pass subscriptions don't increase enough by 2027. So
Good.
they're like, if we make a digital only console and we still can't get people to buy this, then I give up. I wonder how much
There is no hope.
how much enough is.
One.
Well, if we're maybe we're going by Square Enix logic, where even if it does really well, it's still not enough.
Average over 0.5. Not 0.5%, just 0.5.
Somebody has to buy half of one, please. For the love of Skyrim.
Also, Game Pass essentially had no subscriber growth from early 2022 through October 2022, according to Phil Spencer.
Was that?
Makes sense.
I think I'd rather have no subscriber growth than subscriber decline, which I feel like a lot of streaming services are about to have.
Facts.
Well, I say that,
But also,
clearly
Xbox.
Netflix
I
didn't,
forgot we had
so.
this sound. I forgot I had that button. I wish I knew at the beginning because I would have used that like 10 times on Microsoft stuff. I'm sorry, and I'm sure you're totally upset and not glad that you aren't being annoyed with Pac-Man noises. A massive amount of highly confidential and unredacted Microsoft docs have leaked as a part of the FTC case. They were attached to a single file and incorrectly hidden and posted publicly. Obviously, this is what we've been talking about this whole episode. or at least most of it. So now we can just openly read about Microsoft's BS and still not be able to do anything about it. Cool.
Yay.
Love that. 2 thumbs up from me. And Bethesda, supposed rumored release schedule through their next fiscal year. Stuff that's unannounced. So, Oblivion remaster, Elder Scrolls 4, Fallout 3 remastered. So both of these being in here means obviously fake, because this is like, if there's one rumor that people make about Bethesda all the time, it's remasters
No, this
of.
was this not an email?
I mean, like, I don't know. It might be, but I've seen rumors of these remasters so many times that until they announce it, I don't believe it. Not like
I think it was in the email, and it's still fake.
Yeah, and like I could. Bethesda rumors about Oblivion and Fallout 3 are like Nintendo rumors. Like, you don't believe it until you see it. But anyway, maybe it is real this time. Who knows? Ghostwire Tokyo 2, Doom 0 Year, which I guess is just the next Doom game.
Okay.
Quote, licensed IP game.
This might be the Disney one. According to Nick, Bethesda has a game, a licensed game under Disney.
And then also Project Platinum and Project Kestrel. Elder Scrolls 6 is officially in development. That's not a rumor.
No, really?
No. That's not a rumor. That's just funny.
Are you sure they aren't just going to sell Skyrim again?
Elder Scrolls 6 will happen eventually.
It would be like Starfield, and there will
Half-Life
be
3.
nothing to explore.
Okay, so for finishing topic,
do we actually believe Microsoft believe the gaming industry?
No, for sure not.
Yeah, no. It's just a lie to get the FTC. For this.
We thought it would be fun to look back at some of our tier lists that we made back in 2020 to see how our opinions stack up today. It's been like 3 years, so I'm just gonna kind
of a lot of free time during COVID.
We'll just go off the conglomerate ones that we made. Just kind of write it out, see what happens. So starting with the Mario one, I think I'll just copy the one I'm talking about and put it in the podcast chat so you can all see it.
Yeah, because we did
Mario
one
Galaxy
big
2, Mario
one,
Galaxy,
right?
Mario Odyssey, Mario World S tier. Still wholeheartedly agree with all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Mario 3, Mario World, 3D World, Bowser's Fury, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Maker 2 A tier. I don't know if I'd put Mario Maker 2 at A tier.
I don't know what we were thinking. I don't know why it's up there.
Yeah.
Wait, where's okay?
Wait, was it?
I actually think I had that as B tier.
Yeah, this is just the average ones. Like,
is it the average? Wait, hold on. Where? Huh.
Yes, this is the average, mister. I put Mario 64 in F tier.
So wait, actually, we redid the Mario one in 2021, after Bowser's Fury came out. So the original one is. Do you want to go over the actual OG one? This one's kind of trash. Here, let me. I'll post it in the main chat. This is the original.
We have some opinions.
Yeah, this one, Mario 64 S tier. No, that I remember when we did after the 3D collection came out, and we were all like, "Oh, Mario 64
all of our
actually
opinions
trash."
Mario 64 has aged terribly.
Yeah.
Nostalgia blinders.
Well,
A hell of a
also
We
it's
have
kind
no-
of we also kind of screwed up the how this ranking is supposed to work anyways, because it's very skewed to S tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because one of these is an average, right?
Both of these are
This
averages.
is
The
both,
second one
both of these are averages for when we did them.
the second one I
Okay.
posted is the original average that we did in 2020. The first one I posted is the redo average that we made in 2021 after Bowser's Fury came out.
And somehow we ended up with the average was haven't played for 3. No, we didn't. We just didn't count the All Stars pack, did we? Is that what we did? I don't know. I don't remember what we did for that. We gotta take some notes the next time we do this.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I gave you the math.
No, I think the 3D All Stars definitely up there, just because like having the music is
I
really
don't
cool.
count 3D All. It's just a collection. Like
It is a collection.
Same for
like
both
we
All-Stars.
didn't put Super Mario All Stars on here for the same reason.
Okay, then we should probably just put doesn't count next time.
Wait, I found
Super
math.
Super Mario DS probably should have counted as its own thing though, since that has
Yeah, that
unique
is a
content.
way different game. Literally, I was watching a video like a while back. A Mario 64 player playing Mario DS, and they're like, "This is hard."
Yeah.
This isn't the same game I'm used to.
Yeah. I guess why didn't we call Mario U? Super Mario Bros. U.
I
But
don't.
we did in our original. What
And the
heck?
original one we put it at a B tier, and I remember that you guys had put it, I think, in S or A, and I put it at an F. Or no, like D, I think, because
Grant
like the
initially had
fourth
wait,
time.
what game?
Mario U.
You had it in F.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was the fourth
B.
game over again.
B.
I
and
had it in
A.
B.
Cooper had it
Alex
in
had
B,
it
and
in
I
A.
had an A.
So bottom of B tier, because it was left to right, I think. The original
Yeah.
average makes more sense. Mario Maker 1 and 2 in B tier. But also Mario 64 in S tier, and I love Mario Sunshine at A tier at best. Like, it's a great game, and the redo we did is a lot more refined, I think, because
We'd actually played games recently.
yeah, I'm not sure what up with the haven't
That's what it
played
came
was.
down to.
I think like we didn't count those games, I
just-
guess.
I don't know why
Because
we didn't
like
count
All Stars and 3D All
you.
Stars, which we yeah, I don't know why we didn't count that one, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean mostly okay. I don't know. I don't like Mario Bros. Oh no, because we did Mario U Deluxe
Because
instead.
Deluxe
Yeah,
is up
Deluxe.
there.
Deluxe.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah. Overall okay, not bad. All right.
The first one has some stronger nostalgia goggles than
Yeah.
the refined.
I don't know. We still have Super Mario Bros. The original on B.
What? I mean, wait, new Super Mario Bros.
No, the original.
Wait. Oh, you said B. Yeah, well, I think we gave it points because it was the first one.
Obviously, yes.
It also, also I would say that it holds up better than 64 does, time frame to time frame.
Oh man, you're gonna get hate mail.
It is objectively correct.
You're also gonna get hate mail.
Yeah, Grant doesn't have an email on available for people to send him hate mail. I do.
I can't believe we ran.
I do have a mailbox.
Pipe bomb.
Don't get any ideas. All right, on to the
All right,
Zelda
let's look
one.
at Zelda.
Yeah, so
This one's fun.
This one, pre Tears of the Kingdom, obviously.
So I don't think. Let's start with the big one.
So
Four Swords Adventure. No Zelda game should be an F tier, so Four Swords Adventure should not be there.
Okay,
It'd
wait,
be D tier at worst.
No official Zelda game should be an F tier.
Yeah,
Where do we
dude.
put-
I cannot say that Wanda
that game is
Gamelon
bad not because like it doesn't have anything to do with
is because
Zelda. It's because you have to own
need
4 Game
so
Boy
many
Advance.
components.
Yeah, you have to have 4 people with the GBA
Four-
and a link cable to play this game. So like, why?
I think that's the only reason we put it in F
It's
tier.
basically, yeah,
it requires so many components to be able to properly play the game. You need so many components.
No, you
I
can
think
play
they
it by
could do it
yourself
better.
just fine. If
Yeah,
you
but
want to play it
properly.
how it's meant to be played with friends.
I think if they would bring that to
Re-release
the
for the
Switch,
Switch, yeah.
If they brought it to Switch, I think it'd be
it
really
could do
good.
a lot better.
Because then it's
Because
like,
they brought the other Four Swords to 3DS, right? So
No, every once
what-
in a while they would be like, "It's anniversary time, baby." Also, they brought it to the DSi first, and then
It's
they'd
like-
pull it.
yeah. Because
they
like on
hate
the
their fans.
true. Because like on a 3DS, like I know it's a different series, but like with Pokemon Blue and Red, I think they made trading like easier.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, you could
Yeah.
trade.
Well, yeah, because you don't need a link cable.
Yeah. So they could
Uh,
probably do something like that
Yeah.
if they ever redid it.
D tier, Zelda 2, that checks out. C tier, Hyrule Warriors and OG Legend of Zelda.
That's probably fair.
I'd probably put Hyrule Warriors at a B tier, honestly.
I'd
Especially now in
probably move
retrospect.
Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, I'd put that up to a
Yeah.
B tier now, I think.
with the full deluxe edition.
No, well,
The definitive
Hyrule Warriors.
edition?
Well, yeah, I guess because Legends content wasn't that accessible easily on the. But yeah, definitive edition, I definitely move on. Especially
put-
because you get your money for that game.
Yeah,
Wait, where's Wind Waker?
S tier.
Oh, okay,
S
no,
tier.
we're good. We're good.
B tier,
Super
Skyward
just
Sword,
went
Minish Cap, Phantom Hourglass, Link
A
to the
Link to
Past
the Past.
plus 4 Swords on GBA,
That
Triforce
must be 4
Heroes, and
Swords.
Spirit Tracks.
Because the Link to the Past is above it. This must be.
No,
Swords.
this
This
is
is-
the GBA port of A Link to the Past that also has the 4 Swords in it.
I think this one we just counted as 4 Swords because look, A Link to the Past is an A.
Yeah, I know. I guess, yeah, so I guess we did just custom.
Again, we really gotta like.
Because
Create
4
some
Swords doesn't have its
documentation
own
the
box.
next time we do this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is just 4 Swords. This is fine. I generally.
A tier, Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Link's Awakening, and Oracle of Ages and Seasons. I would
I
put
would-
Link to the Past in S tier, I think. Oh no,
I'd-
we didn't do
that's
that
the-
because of A Link Between Worlds. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that's
think I'd
right.
still put Link to
That's
the
the
Past
one
in
I would
S tier.
consider moving up.
Yeah.
I'd also probably move, personally at least, move Link's Awakening up spaces. Not to.
Yeah, honestly, I would also put Link's Awakening in S tier. That game, maybe the original in A tier and
Especially-
the remake in S tier. I'd put the remake in S
The,
tier.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2
Especially the
remakes.
remake.
That's what makes that one interesting.
Well, DX, I don't
Yeah,
think I'd
okay,
move
the
it much
modern-
for DX. Like I wouldn't really change it.
because
It gives you a new
has
dungeon, but
the
like
color dungeon, but like it doesn't. And that was just to sell it on the color, right? That wasn't really.
yeah, that was just
a
for Game Boy
remake.
Color marketing. And then
The remake definitely though. There's a fair amount of content in that.
S tier, Majora's Mask, Breath of the Wild, Wind Waker, Link Between Worlds. I don't know if I would put Majora's Mask at front of S tier anymore. I think I'd probably keep 3D there. Which I don't know if I assume we based these off of the 3D remakes when we did this.
I assume we did as well.
So maybe. But in retrospect, I don't know. Like, I think I would probably do Wind Waker and then keep Breath of the Wild in the same spot and then do Majora's Mask behind Breath of the Wild.
Especially Wind Waker HD.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I personally still really love A Link Between Worlds.
I mean, we're splitting
is
hairs here, right? Like
all
they're
you.
all S tier, so it, like
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
that just
It's
depends
like-
on personal preference, really.
Yeah.
It's like these are
I
the
just-
top Zeldas.
But we all agree,
Yeah,
like
I
we're
just want-
okay
at
with
the
these.
time, anyways.
Yeah.
Been a while
I-
since
I-
we've gotten a new
I'd be-
2D Zelda, and I really want.
Yeah, because the last one we got was the Link's Awakening remake. So
Yeah.
Also, I
don't
think
we have enough new Zelda games to redo it though. Because
No, we've
Tears of
got
the Kingdom,
two.
yeah,
Age of Calamity, Tears of the Kingdom, and you can redo it based
Age of the
on
Calamity ain't moving
Age of
shit.
Age of
dude.
Calamity D tier solely for the performance.
What tier?
D tier solely for
D,
performance.
because it's still
Like,
it's still better than the CDI games. It's just
What?
it makes me
it's-
want to vomit when I play.
No, dude.
because
The
it's so painful.
These CDI games are like Brawl Meta Knight, SS.
Brawl Meta Knight. If you flip the whole tier list, where Meta Knight's tier is the worst one.
What?
Also, Tears of the Kingdom definitely S tier. I think. I'm really torn on whether or not it goes in front of Breath of the Wild, because like Tears of the Kingdom is just Breath of the Wild, but like with all of the ideas fully encapsulated in it. And like Breath of the
But there's
Wild,
stuff from
but Breath of the Wild did it first, and
yeah.
like Breath of the Wild is, I mean, it's really just the same game. Like everything's more limited in Breath of the Wild because it was the original one, but it's still an open physics engine. Like it's easy to forget how crazy
so
open world
cool.
Breath of the Wild is because now we have Tears of the Kingdom, which triples it. So like
I would think that Tears. So for like, there's, I think it's in one of the dungeons. I'm not sure. I honestly don't know if I've gotten to that point. But I saw a video shortly after it came out, right, of Tears, where it did the same physics engine thing that everyone was hyping up, in Last of Us 2, and I think just because of how much it can do on the Switch, it kind of edges out Breath of the Wild.
yeah, I mean, really,
Like it,
I could go either way.
it can go either way.
I want to say
like,
Breath of the
the
Wild because
top
like
5.
I don't think I'm gonna like I didn't exactly replicate that feeling of playing Breath of the Wild the first time with Tears of the Kingdom,
Yeah.
but just like elevated. Like I was encapsulated for sure, but like
I still need to go back.
I don't
and
have
finish
I don't
it.
really have any major moments of like just sitting with nothing, just darkness and the TV and like playing, light piano motifs walking through the forest. Like I don't, but I also think that view is like rose tinted glasses. So objectively, probably Tears of the Kingdom would go in front, but I don't know. We're splitting hairs.
Grant's run both of them the most.
We're
recently.
basing it on Tears we did 3 years ago. It's
I mean,
We're
like some
splitting
parts of me
hairs
really
anyways.
just wants to say Breath of the Wild because Tears of the Kingdom can get very freaking overwhelming. Like Breath of the Wild is way easier to get into and play than Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
'cause
And
there's so much
complexity
stuff.
is good up to a point, and sometimes it feels like Tears of the Kingdom has a bit too much going on. And like, I'm not going to complain about the content; it's great, but it does like,
There's
I have to
just-
pick from one of my 10 different tools on this one button and do the thing for a second, and then swap to another tool and do another thing. Because like in Breath of the Wild, it was like half that, so it was just easier.
And it's still a good game too. Like
Yeah,
there's so much. I mean, like that's part of the reason I haven't finished Tears of the Kingdom. It's just because every time I go in, it's like, oh, I want to go do that. You ever going to get back to the thing you actually were doing? No. Sucks to be you.
All right, on our controller tier list, F tier Joy-Con single sideways. Still highly agree with that, for sure. D tier, I think that's
That
the
is
Sega
the worst
Saturn
place.
pad, the Atari 2600 joystick, the Genesis pad, and the Master System pad. So literally, basically every Sega controller except for Dreamcast in D tier. That's a little harsh, I think. Like,
Genesis would probably be moved up.
I would move Genesis to like B tier.
It should at least be above the
See,
Atari.
this is interesting. I think I do want to talk about this one. We put the Switch Singular by itself in F tier, but
But
there's a
the
lot of Switch games where
Joy-Cons
you
and
have to
the
play
grip.
the
Well, okay, it's
like Mario Party where you have to play the Joy-Con by itself to the point where like so this it being so small is stupid, but like functionally it will work better than a lot of these controllers.
Yeah, but the functionality capability doesn't matter if it's just a bitch to hold. Like, you got to cramp your
that's true.
hams up, and like you want to be able to like, button mash and stuff. And like, I don't know, like unique, yes, usable, yes, but it just hurts.
Yeah.
Like
there's
that's
a
really the downside, is that it physically is uncomfortable, like incredibly uncomfortable.
there's a reason my
Yeah.
favorite Joy-Con controller setup is both solo, because that's just the best way to have it be comfortable. Because yeah, they're smaller, but you're holding them properly, so it
I
it
think
feels
there
like
needs to be a
a
larger
Wiimote setup.
Joy-Con version.
What?
Larger Wii
The
Joy-Con version.
Oh yeah.
larger Wii Joy-Cons.
Yeah, like the Wii remote, but it's Joy-Con.
But yeah, I think I'd put the Genesis 6 button in B tier and the 3 button in C tier. I think I would. That's definitely.
Fair.
C tier, N64, original Xbox, Wii Classic, Dreamcast controller, PS1 controller.
So we actually don't have the Wii Classic Pro version.
That I don't think would make a difference for me.
No, they're different controllers.
It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah, but
has
it's
don't
not
think we
has
can-
no
utilized
analog
enough.
triggers and has thighs.
Yeah. I don't think we would move the.
Yeah.
It'd be more comfortable to hold.
Yeah, but you also lose the analog triggers. And since this point,
Why
Nintendo's
does
just been
the-
like, you know what? We don't even need analog triggers.
Why does the Wii the worst Wii?
I will say, like, surprisingly, like, I don't know about the original, but like for the Switch, like the SNES controller is actually like kind of comfortable, like to hold.
Oh, we'll get there.
I mean,
B tier, Wii, Xbox 360, PS3, PS2, Switch in the grip configuration, NES, and Famicom. Couple
So,
things.
I
PS3
actually wouldn't have
controller.
the PS3 this high up.
Yeah, D tier
Or the
for me
PS2
because my
because
experience with my PS3 has been absolutely dog shit.
I don't know if I'd drop it to D.
I
I'd
would-
probably drop it to C.
Dude,
it would
it-
definitely
The
be.
PS2
I might
controller is
drop it below
basically
the
the
Wii
same
Classic.
Yeah, at best, bottom of C for
controller,
me.
so I'd probably drop both of them.
The
They'd be
PS3
above the
controller is definitely
PS1.
below. But PS3 controller would be below the PS2 controller.
Solely
the
because
PS3
of function, it
controller-
just functions poorly. Yeah, like the PS2 controller design isn't a bad design. It's a little uncomfortable these days, but it's not a horrible design. It's just the PS3 one always locks up on me and stops working and doesn't respond. I have to reset it all the time. It uses mini B connectors, which very unfortunate.
Weird that yours doesn't work. Mine, I was playing it a lot before I came down here.
I've tried
It
like
wasn't
I thought it
losing
was
too
just like
much
maybe
power.
I got one bad controller, so I've tried like 3 different ones. They've all just been horrible.
It's
The
super
the one wired controller I have works fine, but it's cheap and third party. I would
Yeah,
also
yeah.
definitely move 360 controller to probably S tier.
Really?
I think that controller is definitely one of the most comfortable controllers that anyone's ever made.
Which is exactly why they did it again with the Xbox One.
Yeah, I mean, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, everybody unanimously agreed at the time that the 360 has an incredible controller, and like, I still use that for my PC sometimes. And like, that's the whole reason I'm trying to replace my PS3 games with 360 versions, because the Xbox 360 controller, especially compared to the PS3 controller, is a godsend. It's an incredible controller. It's probably that low, probably because of the averages. A tier, Wii U gamepad, PS4, Xbox One, SNES, and Famicom. or Super Famicom. Um, PS4, I'd put at B tier. Xbox One can stay at A tier. If my 360 had gone to S tier, then I'd put the one at A tier, and PS4 would go to B tier, I think. Or maybe it'd stay A tier, just go down lower.
Probably lower,
Yeah.
especially compared to the PS5.
Yeah, that's definitely one major thing is like I because the PS5 controller or the like the DualShock 5 has a better battery life too, right? Than the PS4.
By a
No,
little.
the PS4
But,
controller actually had a
yeah.
better battery life because I don't remember what it is. I know the PS5's is 10 to 12, and I think the PS4 is.
I think it's
I
better.
never
I
got.
thought the PS4 was like 6 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think we got like 4 hours out of ours, like consistently.
Yeah.
It's
Which is what the
4 to
DualSense
8.
Edge
We
So
were.
does
I was
now.
actually the DualShock
You
4
had
was
them
actually 4
backwards.
to 8. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say I did not remember getting good performance out of the DualShock
Right,
4.
because of the giant light on the back, which isn't in this photo.
And then S tier, Switch, GameCube, and Wii U. Wii U definitely would not be an S tier for me.
Yeah, we'll swap
I
it with the
think
gamepad.
I think the gamepad would for me, but the
I would
controller,
also
nah.
swap the gamepad up and put the controller down.
I don't know.
I don't know why we put the Wii U Pro in, like maybe for the battery life.
I was gonna say maybe
Yeah.
battery
But
life.
Yeah, but that's
there's
like
not
Because it
all it
was
had
like
because
going
its
for it.
it's
That was the
still
one thing it
was
had going
on
for it.
comfortability, and the Wii U's Pro controller is comfortable to hold.
oh maybe yeah okay.
Yeah,
In
but
that case, yeah,
the
that's
right
probably what
stick being at the
we weren't.
top, like the gamepad, is no go. And
And that's why we would swap it with the gamepad. And the gamepad's now up
yeah,
there,
and like
and the
it has
Pro's
no
at
motion
8.
controls.
No NFC support. You
Yeah,
can't use it in a lot of games.
Because the gamepad's still really comfortable to hold today.
Yeah, the
Wii U
problem
Pro
is
not so much.
the way that the gamepad had to be marketed was everyone had to have the giant ass "do not steal this" wire on it, and that's why everyone thought it was heavy as hell. But it was actually, you know, fairly comfortable for even long
Yeah,
sessions.
back there.
And also like the SNES controller, I like a different controller, but like for the Switch at least, like I like using it from time
The
to
SNES
time.
controller is the best 2D controller. Uh, like if you're talking first party, I think 8-bit do controllers like the SN30 Pro that they make with that is basically a PS4 controller, but it gives you like a Game Boy or SNES style D-pad and buttons. So it feels like a SNES controller, but it gives you big thighs and analog triggers, so you can play anything you want with it, and even like thumbsticks. That's like the best for me because I can use it on any game, but it feels like a SNES controller for 2D games and it's new. But for OEM stuff, man, the SNES controller is about as good as it gets.
I still think the
Mm.
Switch Pro and the GameCube belong where they are.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That works. I'd probably put the PS5 controller up there because I really like holding this. Super.
I
Yeah,
would put it
especially
in
for
S tier solely
comfortability.
for the features. I don't think it's more comfortable than the PS4 controller is, but it's still not all
But
that
that's not
comfortable.
saying
It
much.
feels like I'm holding a balloon sometimes, the way how much my thumbs curve. But it's not uncomfortable, and forced feedback triggers are like the coolest fucking thing since sliced bread to me. So I mean I'd give it
Like,
to him just on that. That's an
dude,
awesome feature.
when I got to try the tech demos, oh my gosh, like it's cool.
I love that
Like,
Capcom uses that feature in all their Resident Evil games. I love that that's there. It's so
Yeah, with the
awesome.
guns.
Yeah. And like also you can
Yeah.
feel when you hit something with your knife versus when you don't hit anything with your knife. You feel it. I love that stuff.
It was so good.
And just everywhere, especially in RE4, everywhere you go has a different feeling.
All right.
Like all the pathing.
Last one for the night. Nintendo consoles.
oh, is the Wii? Why is the Wii so low?
Dude.
No, this is accurate. This is fine.
Yeah, I already know I'm gonna disagree with a lot of this. C tier Game Boy and Game and Watch. Game and Watch, yeah, you stay there. Game Boy.
The original Game
I
Boy.
might put it at bottom of B to be honest with you, but I think it's fair. I just because using it today is such a pain in
High
the ass.
C,
Like
low D.
yeah. B tier Nintendo DS, um, Game Boy
D
Advance,
Game Boy.
and NES. Game
I'd
Boy
probably move
Advance,
Advanced up.
yeah, Advance is gonna be right next to the Super Nintendo for me. Uh,
I think
any,
if we had the SP in here, that would
I
be
think that probably
even more
includes it.
so.
I would
So
assume
that's
like,
fine. Game & Watch and Virtual Boy C.
um,
Actually, Virtual
I like
Boy
how we
C.
didn't even include the Virtual Boy on this.
I think it was haven't played. We all know it's further down.
yeah. A tier Super
It's too
Nintendo,
expensive.
3DS, Wii, and N64. Super Nintendo should be number one, I think, or number two, dependent on if you like 2D or 3D games more. But overall, it should be the number one 2D console, if not the overall number one console.
Well, it
This
is. I
is
mean, it is the highest 2D console on this list.
facts,
It's
but
just in the wrong tier.
I think yeah, S tier. Um,
I think the other things in A makes sense. Like 3DS, that would put 3DS at the first of A.
N64. I don't know. I might put that in B
I
tier.
don't
I
know.
love playing on my N64, but like
That's fair.
I think it
It
I'd
probably
probably
would
a
put
lot
that
of the
down.
move that down to B.
games just haven't
I
aged very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like half of the point of playing an N64 these days is to just play something that's like totally different than what you're used to. Like it's not going to be great, but
Because
it is just fascinating to
uh,
play something that's so
probably
weird.
something from the initial 3D.
Yeah.
probably swap that in the GBA. The
Yeah.
DS can be high B, low A.
Agree with that. S tier GameCube, Switch, Wii U. Wii U definitely. I do not agree with that at all. Um,
You didn't agree with it then.
yeah. I think I could go anywhere from a high B to a high A. I really, honestly, like
Depends on the day of the
day of the week.
yeah.
Yeah, am I playing a Wii U game right now? Because like
There's
I'd probably
objectively,
also
I'd
take
put
it
it.
out of S,
Yeah,
but
like for personal reasons, I'd probably put it in A tier, but objectively, I think it's B tier. Uh, and a lot of people
uh,
would say it's like D or F tier. I mean, like
those people are
those people have
wrong.
never played it.
at worst, it's mid B, but for me, it's probably bottom of A tier. Like, there's still enough on it to make me care, and the experience is still unique. So it's just there's not a whole lot that keeps me coming back. Is the problem? Like, there's not
But
really
you
a
don't
whole lot
want
on the Wii U.
5-player multiplayer on Super Mario 5?
I don't have friends here that would do that. I don't. I
That's
can't.
the
You think I tell
problem.
You don't.
people that I
You
like the
don't.
Wii U?
Bang!
Well,
Uh,
I've told you my deepest secret. I like
yeah.
the Wii U, but I can't let you leave
Yeah,
because
I'm
you
gonna have to
know.
kill you now. You get to know, but you also have to die.
I've already hired the hitman. He's on
Um,
his way. Please sit here in the waiting room.
also, like,
I don't know if I'd have GameCube as S tier, like or not
No,
like top of S tier. It would still be S tier, just not top. I don't think.
top. I'd put SNES at top of S tier, and then Game Boy Advance, and then GameCube. Um, or maybe the Switch and then the GameCube. I don't know.
Yeah,
The Joy-Con really make me want to put the Switch in A tier. Um,
but the Pro is so nice.
but the console itself is good, and the games are fantastic most of the time. Don't look at the sports games.
hey, well, I was gonna say you can look at Switch Sports, but I guess
Don't
when
do
it
that
takes
either.
6 months,
Don't
when
look at
it
Bad
takes 6
golf.
months to do
Yeah.
golf.
No, thanks. So yeah,
Dan should have just played
Also,
Mario Golf.
apparently it no longer has content either. Because they only did 1 year of content.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Why didn't they just port Wii Sports?
Because
Nobody
they
would have
can't.
complained.
I think this console
Well,
tier list is the only one where we've been like, this needs some major restructuring. All the other ones we've been like,
It's
I'd move this thing or I'd move this thing, but most of it's pretty fine where it is. And then the console one, we're like,
the
nope,
console
wrong,
one.
wrong,
It's
wrong, wrong,
it's just
wrong.
because like the
No,
uh,
there's some better of us being like, oh, we'll be more generous. And then there's some of us like, the hell were we drinking?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
not enough apparently.
This one, I think, has a lot of nostalgia goggles in it.
I mean,
I
for
don't
me,
understand it.
obviously not, because my nostalgia goggles are Super Nintendo, Game Boy, GameCube,
That's true.
and Game Boy Advance ended up in B tier. I don't know how in the hell I let that happen.
I don't. How did any of us let it happen though? We all grew, except
I
for
don't know.
even Gooper kind of grew up
We
on
put the
it, like,
Yeah.
N64 above the Game Boy Advance. Like,
and the DS.
Like I kind of grew up with it
Like,
because the DS had the expansion for it. So.
We were
well,
drinking.
you also initially had a Game Boy.
But my
True,
point
true.
of nostalgia goggles was the N64. That was the main one I was looking at going.
yeah, this tracks with
Why is it so
Super
high?
Mario 64
Super
being
Mario
S tier.
64.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
We
the GameCube, I think was so high just because I don't know. Like it did have
Because
good
we
games,
understand it's the greatest console of all time.
but
You
above
can
the
carry
Wii,
the lunchbox.
The Wii can literally play the GameCube games.
yeah, but that's not a
Okay,
feature.
Mr.
But
Wii
that
Man.
I mean, so
That is a feature, but it's not something like casuals are going to care
GameCube can
about.
play Game Boy Advance games, but I'm not counting that.
Well, you need too much stuff for that.
I mean, but not all the Wii's can play GameCube games.
That's true.
That's
The Wii
true.
Minis can't.
And the
The ones
refresh,
that sit on
there's
the
a refresh.
side.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Um,
Scott has it has a button.
yeah. When they released all the
Yeah.
colors and stuff. I mean, honestly, I think of the GameCube as the 3D Super Nintendo in the sense that for every genre that Nintendo makes a game for, you can find a game that is hailed by many people as the best of that series. Um,
Except Star Fox. It's not.
I mean, yeah, but even then, there still would be people that say the original Star Fox is better because that's probably super biased and wrong. But for basically any game series, you can just throw a dart at a Nintendo franchise or series, and you'll find one of the best games in that series, or genre as a whole. Like Super Nintendo objectively is really only rivaled by the PS1 in terms of best RPGs unanimously. So that's why I usually just group them together. Like, I mean, it's really just name anything.
True.
Mario, Zelda, Metroid, F-Zero. Super Nintendo didn't have Animal Crossing, but that did have Harvest Moon.
True.
Donkey Kong.
Close.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of good games.
Yeah. I'm glad we didn't. I'm glad that was only one list where we were like, ew. And we didn't have any like super nasty reactions either. Like, what in the. Besides the console one, so. Any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
We should do more tier list, and we should do them, with proper, recent experience on the systems. I think
Yeah, that would be fun.
Imagine having the free time to do that, though.
Yeah,
like get
thanks.
actual experience and not just I spent 2 hours playing all of these systems so that I would have some recent experience.
I got to play more Metroid games, and then we could do Metroid. But I'm
Nice.
not
Well,
touching
I'd also
that
have to
one.
play new Metroid games.
Yeah, I've still got several left to play.
Yeah, I'm not touching that one right now.
Yeah,
It wouldn't go well.
They'd all
Well,
go
I
in
haven't
haven't
played.
played.
Yeah,
Metroid
you'd
Fusion
have
was rough to get
Prime
spooled
S.
back up on. I was in the middle of. Luckily, Metroid Fusion is super handholdy compared to most Metroid games. So you just like go to a navigation room and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is what you're doing." Uh, so
Excellent.
that's made it a little easy, but and I'm up to speed now. I'm rolling, but I hope I
I
wasn't
would
like
say a pick.
I fear that when I last saved the game, I was like, oh, tomorrow I'll go get this thing and then I'll go do that. And now that it's been
Yeah.
8 months, I just totally am missing out on collectibles, which almost certainly am. I'm not trying to 100% the game, but
That's why I had to beat Zero Mission as quick as I did, because I was like, I'll have no idea.
yeah.
I won't touch
That's
the
why.
original one again. Though.
That's why I did Metroid Prime as fast as I did, because I was like, I will not remember where any of this is. I need to get it
Prime's a little
done
easier to
as
figure
fast as I
things out,
can.
though. Like what you've done, just because it's in.
Yeah, but I didn't want to spend time on that. I just wanted to beat the game. Um, I would say maybe we could do a Pikmin tier list, but 6 if you count uh Pikmin Adventure and Nintendo Land. Not exactly a lot to go off of.
Yeah, that's gonna be a whole lot of fat haven't played. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4 haven't played, haven't played. All right. Well, I think we're gonna
But
end this.
hey, Pikmin S tier.
No, wrong.
It's
Uh,
Pikmin Go.
all right.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that tells you yeah,
We're not gonna put mobile
I didn't count
games in
that
the
one.
tier list. If that's why Mario Run was F tier. If we're putting it in there, it has to go F tier. Even like
Actually, can we put it if we were doing a Pikmin tier list, we'd have to put Pikmin Bloom below F tier, if that's possible, because you don't do anything in that game.
there is no grade below F.
Special
Cameron's
place
like,
in hell for
can we
Pikmin
put
Bloom
that
then.
below? Can we make a new grade?
You don't do anything, it just collects your data. At least Pokemon hides it behind a Pokemon catching sim.
Uh, all right. Well, that's gonna end it for us here. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. Please share us with a friend. We post every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube.com/StormwindGames. Anywhere you get your podcasts, you can find us. Add us on Twitter at AllNightGamers with a K. Let us know. What do you think about the Xbox console leak? Are you gonna buy one? Um, what do you think about all the leaked documents? Do you think Nintendo would one day become a partner of Microsoft? Let us know. And we'll be back next week for more gaming talk as usual. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
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 Right?